Hiya, this is Nigel+boab. Welcome to the Continental GT Q&A. Every week we scour the internet for answers to the most commonly found problems with ownership of a Continental GT. So if you want to stay up to date with all the latest fixes, tips and tricks, please subscribe and click the alert button so we can keep you up to date too. Cheers.
Morning all, welcome to the channel. I've had my hair washed, I've scrubbed my neck, I'm off to my mum's for dinner, it's Sunday, so I thought it'd be a good chance to catch some footage of me not looking like I just rolled out of a skip. Today's first Q&A question comes from the internet, and it is this. My Continental GT boot lid sometimes closes itself after opening, however I tried to open it rather than just simply up. Is this a motor fault or maybe a sensor? We see this quite a lot actually. But this could be as simple as the boot lid not opening quite fully enough and the sensor's in there thinking that there's pressure being applied to it and then taking it back down again. Another similar problem is when the boot actually closes, but at the back end of it leaps up out of place when the boot's finished closing. And these can be actually a related problem. So the Bentley needs a decent charge in the batteries for the boot motor to actually operate properly and to close down. So one of the first things you could try is starting the engine and operating the boot again when there's plenty of voltage there to be had, provided the alternator is working of course. Another thing that might be happening is that one or other or both of the struts has failed or is getting weak, and when this happens it'll fight or it will not go down evenly on the hinges. The sensor in the motor that tells it that someone's closing the lid will kick in and it'll try and close it again for you. Third option would be that the hinges themselves might just need to be lubricated, and there's a video here that shows you how to do that. So it's worth looking into these things before you go buying hinges, buying struts. Is there enough voltage? Are the hinges lubricated properly? Would be the first places to start. This week's second question is about fuel starvation. I've got a strange problem. My car runs fine until I hit half a tank, and then when cornering hard or under heavy braking it sputters out or dies immediately. Scares the heck out of me because the steering goes and the brakes obviously too. Sometimes it picks up again when I'm driving straight on. I've had the fuses checked and the relays too. They're all fine, but clearly something's amiss. Any ideas? Well, the GT has a saddle type fuel tank, and in that tank there are two pumps. The left hand side, as you look at the vehicle from the rear, is kind of the return tank. That's where fuel that isn't used goes back into your system. And the pump in the left hand side of the tank actually just lifts it across to the other side of the saddle. In the right hand side of the tank there is the actual pump for pushing the fuel across to the engine. And so what can happen if the lift pump in the left hand side fails and you go below a certain amount of fuel in the tank, it's possible that the right hand side of the tank, which is being pumped and used by the vehicle, runs dry, causing the sputtering, causing the fuel starvation. So it's worth getting your pumps checked. To do this you need to access the boot, lift the carpets up, and in there's two plastic discs towards the bulkhead which can be easily removed and give you access to your pumps. First step would probably be to check electronically if there's charge going to the pumps before you start taking them out. But if you do need to take your pumps out, there's a locking ring after you've removed your connections, both for your pipes and electrically. You can turn the collars slightly to the left, and the pump unit, if you're very careful, will pull out without too many issues. Be careful when you're dealing with anything where there's petrol vapours, fumes, no sparks, no cigarettes, none of that business. So at this point, if you've actually found your problem and it's that your pump is getting power but your pump's failed, you can remove it, you can test it off the car with a power probe. There's a video online that shows you how to do this. And if you do get it back into the car, I would suggest it's probably a really good time to change the fuel filter. There's a video there about changing the fuel filter. If you're interested in that, it's only about 15 quid. And when your fuel filters get blocked up, it can cause back pressure in your system, which puts the pump under an awful lot of strain and can lead to it failing early. If on the other hand, when you check the voltage to the pumps, you were getting some curious readings, i.e. Less than battery voltage on the positive terminal and more than 0.5 of a volt on the neutral terminal, then it may be that you've got a problem with your supply. So check again your relays and your fuses, and check any earths and grounds on the loom in that area. So that's this week's roundup of problems. Hope you enjoyed it or you found them useful. If you did, please subscribe, like and share the video, and we'll be able to make more films for you in the future. Thanks again. See you soon.